Anyone who has a pond has probably considered adding koi to it at one time or another. As you know, these beautiful fish were selectively bred to be viewed in ponds, and they are the quintessential pond fish. If you've taken an interest in adding these eye-catching fish to your pond, then you've likely wondered about the cost of purchasing and keeping koi. But remember this, the truth is that the cost of owning koi varies significantly depending on the area you live in and where you purchase your fish from. Owning koi doesn't have to break the bank, but it is an investment of money and time. Being well prepared for the potential cost of adding koi to your pond is the first and best step you can take to bring koi home and give them the best life possible. Let's talk about the cost of owning koi, but before that, please subscribe this channel, Fishy Wild. Initially, you're spending money on the fish itself. Keep in mind, though, that to bring home a fish, you need a place to put it. Koi get too large for most tanks, so you'll need a pond, which isn't a project that happens overnight. Make sure you're ready for the upfront costs associated with the purchase of the fish and the environmental setup they require. Even if, some rare times, the fish itself is free. Yes, you may come across free koi fish in your local forums and marketplaces. This seems to be most common when people are moving and don't want to or can't move the fish, or when the fish grow larger than anticipated and they don't have the space for them anymore. But remember, most free koi you come across will already be quite large fish, unless someone had an accidental spawn and has too many babies. You can go to the adoption shelters, but it's extremely unlikely you'll find a rescue or shelter that has koi fish available. There may be some fish rescues, but they are few and far between. You are more likely to find koi fish for adoption via your local marketplaces. More often than not, you're going to be purchasing koi from a retailer and not directly from a breeder. Koi prices vary widely depending on the retailer and quality of fish you are purchasing. Show quality koi and koi with unique markings will cost significantly more than lower quality fish. Purchasing from big box stores will also cost significantly less than purchasing from breeders and small businesses. Initial setups and supplies need a cost, but it's difficult to really determine the initial setup costs for koi fish, because it depends on what you already have set up. If you have a pond that already has filtration, then your upfront costs will be next to nothing aside from acquiring the fish and food. The cost of setting up a pond can easily run into the thousands of dollars. Expect to spend over $100 on proper filtration for a small pond. So, there is a question, how much does a koi fish cost per month? Your monthly expenses for your koi fish will mainly be associated with food. Koi food can usually be purchased in bulk sizes, so depending on the number of fish you're feeding, this may save you money. A high-quality bulk koi food will likely cost around $40 to $60. You may spend this every month for multiple adult fish. Feeding one or just a few fish will cost you less money. Keep in mind that food is only good for about 6 months after opening. The best part of owning fish is that they require very few veterinary visits. On a monthly basis, you're not likely to have any medical expenses. On some occasions, you'll need to purchase over-the-counter medications to treat parasites or bacterial, viral, or fungal infections. These types of infections can usually be avoided with proper water care. On rare occasions, you may have to take a koi to a veterinarian that specializes in fish, which will likely cost around $75. As discussed above, this will be your primary monthly expense. You are not likely to have to purchase food every month unless you are feeding a lot of koi fish. Over-the-counter medications for fish are usually relatively inexpensive, so if you need to purchase something to treat parasites or another type of illness, you will probably spend $5 to $20. Vet visits are unlikely to occur at any point in your koi's life, but it may happen on rare occasions. Every month, you'll need to perform routine maintenance on your koi's pond or large tank environment. This maintenance won't usually cost you anything every month, but water treatment products, water testing products, and pond upkeep. For homeowners who want to really spice up their landscaping and be the talk of the neighborhood, adding a koi pond can do the trick. These decorative garden ponds filled with aquatic plants and colorful koi fish, goldfish, and similar species add a luxurious water feature to the yard often seen at hotels and botanical gardens. Koi ponds are known for their mesmerizing effects, helping people relax as they take in the sights and sounds of the colorful fish and trickling water. They can be constructed as an ingrown koi pond, as an above-ground koi pond, or as a combination of both. According to HomeAdvisor, the cost of a koi pond ranges from $450 to $100,000, with the national average being $14,000. Building a koi pond to add an intriguing feature to a property involves several steps and proper installation to ensure that the fish thrive. Several key factors play a role in the total cost of the project. The size and shape of the pond are the primary factors that drive the budget. Other factors include excavation, liner installation, pump and filter type, labor, and number and species of fish purchased. Although there are other factors for homeowners to consider, size is a good parameter to use in estimating the cost of building a koi pond. In general, a koi pond will cost about $75 to $125 per square foot. It is important for homeowners to remember that the size of the pond will dictate additional costs as well. Small koi ponds will cost less overall. Larger, deeper ponds will cost more because they will require more excavation labor, landscaping, a larger liner, and a more powerful pump, skimmer basket, filter, and UV light. With regard to pond shape, purchasing a prefabricated koi pond is the most affordable option, with a price tag in the range of $450 to $3,100. On the other hand, installing a pond with a custom shape will cost more. The best pond pumps recirculate water in the pond to keep it fresh, prevent it from becoming stagnant, and deter mosquitoes. A circulation pump for a small or medium pond runs from $50 to $500, with more powerful models costing $1,000 to $2,000 each. Homeowners will want to choose a pump that circulates the entire pond volume at least once every 3 hours. Some homeowners also install autofill valves to automatically add water to the koi pond when the water level decreases as a result of evaporation or filter cleaning. The valves cost between $30 and $100 each. Overall, running a koi pond pump costs about $10 to $70 per month, depending on the size, wattage, type, and local utility rates. The best part of installing a koi fish pond is inviting the fish in to enjoy their new home. Koi are a big step up from the common goldfish swimming around a fish tank. A wide variety of koi fish are available, mostly costing $15 to $55 per fish, depending on color, pattern, type, and size. The cheapest koi are $2.55 per fish, while the most expensive types have a price tag of around $100 each. Large, rare koi can even cost up to $8,000 per fish, such as the 29.5-inch Showa Isa imported from Japan. The most expensive koi fish is the kohaku variety. Small ones cost about $100, adults cost thousands of dollars, and the most valuable has been sold for $1.8 million. If having koi is not within the budget, homeowners may want to opt for goldfish, catfish, orf, largemouth bass, and other similar types of fish that can live in a koi pond environment. Thankfully, there aren't a lot of additional costs associated with keeping koi. You will need to be prepared to pay someone to keep an eye on your fish whenever you leave town, especially if it's for more than a few days. You'll need someone to make sure the fish are appropriately fed, and the water filtration is still functioning properly. If your filter goes out the day after you leave for a 2-week trip, then you may come home to a pond of dying fish. It's a good idea to have someone check in to make sure things are going smoothly. Most of your other potential additional costs are going to be associated with the upkeep of your pond or aquarium. Ponds can be a pricey investment and do require quite a bit of time to maintain. Aquariums are a significant amount of work as well, so any equipment maintenance you need performed may be a time investment on your part, but also may require a professional to check or repair equipment. You can absolutely own a koi fish on a budget if you are already in the position to keep a fish of that size. Once your fish's environment is set up and established, then you'll have minimal costs associated with the care of the fish itself. Pond fish food can be pricey when purchased in bulk, but a bulk size will last a few fish through the entire season at least. When it comes to finding ways to save money on the care of your koi fish, the simplest solution is to avoid spending money on unnecessary extras. Food and good water quality are the two main things that koi need to thrive. You can find ways to make certain things more affordable, like buying water treatments and medications when you see them on sale. Avoid buying unnecessary products and spending excessive amounts that aren't necessary on your pond or tank maintenance. Your biggest investment with koi fish will be the upfront costs associated with purchasing the fish and ensuring you have an appropriate environment set up for them. Once they are settled and established, then the costs drop significantly. You can expect to spend a little bit every month on your koi to ensure they have a varied, healthy diet and high water quality. Overall, there aren't significant monthly costs associated with keeping koi. They are hardy fish that require little on a day-to-day basis. Setting aside a little money every month can help you be prepared if a more expensive problem arises with your koi or their environment. Thanks for watching. As you know, koi carp are a very popular pond fish in the United States and throughout the world. Originating from Japan several hundreds of years ago, this colorful fish has captured the hearts of people worldwide. Many people are fascinated by this freshwater fish. If you are already one of these koi enthusiasts or new to it and thinking of setting up a pond or aquarium with koi, there may be some questions that are weighing on your mind. How big will my koi get? Am I taking care of the water correctly? How do I best grow my koi? How many years does it take for a koi fish to be fully grown? As you know, the growth rate of koi is dependent upon a number of factors, including the age at which they are introduced into their new environment. The average time taken for a juvenile koi to grow from 1 inch to 2 inches, or about half its total length, is around 3 years. This means that if you buy your first koi when they're just over 1 inch long, then by the time they've reached maturity, they'll be almost 4 inches long. Koi come in different varieties and sizes, but most will achieve their maximum size in 3 years. This is considered a rapid growth rate for this fish, as many types of koi can live as much as 60 years. Japanese koi tend to have the longest lifespan but may take a little longer than the typical time to reach full maturity. Western varieties will have a faster growth rate, but the koi lifespan is shorter. Regardless of the variety of koi, they typically grow at similar rates, especially during their first year. The second and third year will vary by the quality of diet and nutrition as well water quality and care inside the pond or tank. Question: will koi continue to grow to the size of the tank or pond they live in? As you know, Japanese koi fish will not continue to grow to fit their environment. If a certain variety of koi is known to reach a maximum length, say 18 inches, it will not exceed that length regardless of the environment or diet provided. It will not get any bigger, just because it is in a large pond or tank. It doesn't matter if the koi environment is indoors or outdoors. However, the koi rate of growth may be impacted by the environment they live in. Water temp, water quality, diet and pond size all factor into growth rate. Koi will grow faster when conditions are kept at a gold standard for the habitat. The better kept the environment, the better chance the koi maintain a long and healthy life. Water temperature are more important than you may think. Believe it or not, the water temperature in your pond has a direct impact on the metabolism of your koi. You can witness this in colder climates when koi go into a semi-hibernation torpor when your pond temperature hovers just above freezing. Koi fish, like all fish, are cold-blooded and have no means to maintain or regulate their body temperature. They are dependent on their environment, the water that they swim in. The water temperature dictates their activity level. Warmer water results in an increase in koi activity. This can kickstart their appetite, energy level, and even the growth rates. If the water temperature is too warm, that can cause some issues such as illness or stress on the koi. If the water temperature is on the colder side, this will suppress the koi fish feeding and slow down their metabolism. This will result in reduced growth. If the habitat water temperature gets too cold, that could trigger a hibernation state for the koi, which in turn also reduces growth and feeding frequency. Hibernation may be a normal phase for your koi if they are in an area or climate with a cold season during the year. The secret is always check your water temperature to promote koi growth. There are top factors of ideal water conditions for your koi fish growth habitat. As we have discussed already, the water temperature is a very important factor for the growth and health of your koi. There are some other factors that are a little more technical but need to be considered as well. Your water should be balanced with a variety of minerals. If sourcing water from a public water system or tap, make sure it gets distilled or treated with an agent to remove the chlorine. Here are some other key factors to promote koi fish growth in your habitat. pH level. Koi fish blood is on the alkaline side, so the water should be too. Keep the pH level between 7.0 and 8.5. Koi will get sick and can possibly die if the pH drops below 6.0. You can use a testing kit to measure pH levels. There is also the ammonia. The ideal ammonia level is 0.00 parts per million ppm. If it gets into a range of 0.010-0.015, This would still be tolerable as long as the pH is kept at the lower end of the recommended range. Don't forget about the salinity. The salinity level should be 0.1% or less. Koi fish are freshwater fish, and a higher level of salt in the water can kill them. If you need to neutralize some toxins or control algae, use a small amount of pond salt as directed by the product. Plants are important. As we previously mentioned, plants are good for the habitat. Plants increase oxygen and can also be a food source for some types of koi. These key items will help keep your koi habitat operating at a high level and your pond fish happy. There are top reasons that can inhibit koi fish growth and how to take action. First, the water quality. Bad water quality can destroy your aquarium or pond. The easiest way to prevent this is to stay on top of monitoring the water. You can do things such as testing with water test kit, conduct regular water changes, and making sure waste and other kinds of debris kept out. Second, the water temperature. Keeping the temperature at a consistent optimal range is the best strategy for your koi fish growth. Third, overcrowding population. Your koi pond must be adequately designed and stocked to enhance the growth of your koi. The last thing you want is an actual koi feeding frenzy in your pond with fish being physically aggressive towards each other. This can result in injury and perhaps even disease if the koi frequently bump up against each other. Overcrowding can lead to general stress for your koi. There is also the issue of waste. Fish excrement and decaying plant matter both contribute to pond waste. If you have too many koi in your pond, the waste situation can get out of control. Waste matter creates excess carbon, which can lead to a host of problems, including algae blooms, that create a less than ideal environment for your pond. Healthy koi require a lot of room. The right pond environment will vary based on your location and the number of koi in your pond. Having fantastic aeration and a great filtration system is also essential to maintain koi health and promote growth. Fourth, the fish pond dimensions. Your koi pond needs to have room for your koi to breed and get some exercise. If you want to have fit koi fish, they need room to swim short distances without being impeded. Not having enough room can impede the growth and negatively impact their health. Koi pond depth is extremely important as well. While it obviously gives your koi an opportunity to exercise their muscles, it also provides them with additional protection from koi pond predators. Fifth, the poor diet or nutrition. The right type and the right quantity of food are crucial in koi development for healthy fins, eyes, and tail. You're in charge of what your koi eat and can keep them from having poor eating habits. You should prevent feeding your koi low-quality foods. Carbohydrates, in particular, should be avoided as they can be very difficult for koi to properly digest. While they can successfully digest many of the same foods that humans eat, they're used to dining on plant matter like algae, as well as pond insects. Your best strategy is to purchase koi food from a local or online koi retailer. They'll have food that is specifically engineered for the growth needs of your koi. Be sure not to overfeed your koi. If you notice food is left in the pond after the koi are done eating, this can result in excess waste, and they may be eating too much. The same goes for cold weather. Generally, feeding should cease in the fall when the water temp drops below about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Sixth, the age and variety of your koi. Koi grow most quickly during their first couple years of life. As koi age, the growth rate tends to slow down until they reach their maximum length. Seventh, keep your koi in the best environment to keep them happy and healthy. They may seem like a lot of effort to raise, but it will be well worth it for the pleasure koi fish will bring to your life. Your koi fish will bring you years of enjoyment. The conclusion: there are many factors involved with raising healthy koi fish and promoting optimal fish growth. Some are in the koi keeper's control, such as water conditions, size of the fish pond or aquarium, and proper nutrition. However, there are other variables that have a certain effect over the rate of koi fish growth, such as age and genetics, that determine whether a koi fish will be large or small.